before your show come on, you ain't got to do nothing. You can run that when that little set go off. Now you ready.
Let's get this party started. Yo, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Here we are, another One Love Entertainment episode, hot episode. And again, I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. It's another beautiful Monday. And my special guest is the one, the only, the original, listen, legendary executive producer of Love the Dough Radio, legendary DJ B Smooth is in the building. What's happening, bro?
Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Universal greetings to all. Hey, I'm here.
My man is in the building. My man is in the building. I had the pleasure of coming on to your show about a month ago.
Yeah.
Love the Dough Radio. Hub 13 is the
Hub 13 is the home base.
Yes. And yo, B Smooth got it going on. It was a funny show. He had me cracking up. It was a funny show. But before I get into anything, I like to let my guests, and I always say this, let the people all over the world give us a little bit a bio about you, bro.
Well, I'm just a regular person, and I just happen to have skills in certain areas. And one of the skills that I have is DJing, and that skill was given to me, or not given to me, was blessed by lessons from my father in music. Taught us how to play the piano, taught us how to read music, taught us how to count. He taught us how everything about music. Anything with music, he taught us. So from that point, I went from the piano, I went to the violin, I went to the saxophone, and then I went to the drum. And after I went to the drum, the only thing after that was the turntables, because I like making beats. I like banging. If you want to put that in perspective, I put my music in my life, period. So when I was an athlete, so I played defense because I like to bang, because I like to make beats. Beats is banging, drums, music. All that shit go together. And then we was educated. It was highly, that was a key thing in our home. I was raised in a 2-family home. A lot of people wasn't. I was. My parents are still living together. My father's damn near 100. I'm blessed. So the lessons that I learned, I turned into skills that blessed me to do some things that certain people don't want to use their skills to do. You're blessed to have the same arm, supreme deal that I have, and you choose not to use it, that's on you. But other than that, what's good?
I love you, man. I love you, bro. Yo, how long you been in this game, man? This the DJ game. I know. Ooh.
Well, I think I was fascinated about 8 or 9 because I was already in the music already. I was already playing the piano. Already was doing that. Shout out to Dwayne Clark. He was the hot drummer. He was the popular drummer at Monument School. We talk about elementary here. And shout out to Dennis Spivey. He was my partner. We both played violin together. We played, and when we played in the school band, I was the drummer. He played the bass, and my man Chris played the cymbals in the triangle. But music has always been in my life, so I can't say DJing. I started DJing at a certain age because DJing is music. So that shit been in my system since 5. You know what I mean? I was my parents' first child. So
Okay.
music has been in my life since I'm. Some people say I can't hear, but you got to understand. I ain't been around loud music all my life, but I've been around listening music for all my life, learning what sound like, what the A sound like, what G sound like, what G sharp sound like. And sometimes I don't be hearing people because your voice don't carry a beat or a tone. So I ain't hear you. So and it's not my fault that I'm a musician. I have a musician here, ear, but it does kind of leave me out there that I can't hear people sometimes because people's voice don't come with a melody. Right. If your voice got a melody, what do you say? Right. I mean, like, how come you ain't hear me, but you heard that mic run across the floor? Because that shit had a beat to it. And I heard that shit. Yeah, right. You know, you know when the speaker go out. You know exactly which speaker go out. Right. How the hell you know that speaker went out? All this noise.
Went tune.
I know I can hear that out. All that bullshit that's going on. Right. How you can hear that, but then you gonna say to me, I can't hear. But it's all cool though. I get it. You gotta run with it, no doubt. Yeah. But it's the gift. It's the gift and the curse, and it comes with the territory. But actually touching on turntables, it's about 8, 9, 10 era. My cousin was at my own house. That on the 3rd floor, 18. Shout out to Atterbury. Shout out to my man Mean Gene. Y'all know Mean Gene from Joseph's back in the day. I'm going back now. I'm talking about OG shit right now.
Yeah.
When he was spinning and got that, I was going. I was in Germany rocking. But we was at 18 Atterbury at my own house, 3rd floor, no doubt. I can name some names up there. R.I.P. Zulu, Reese. R.I.P. Khalid. That was Khalid's cousin. They lived on the corner of Delaware View and Riverside, right there around the corner from Atterbury. When Delaware used to flood and back up the sewer system, and we used to swim in the streets because all the streets was about 5 feet deep of water. Mm-hmm. And sometimes our aunt told us not to go out there. We'd be hard-headed, get our ass kicked later on, but we had some fun. It would be worth it. But anyways, long story short, 18 Atterbury was where I learned, start putting it all together. But how I learned how to DJ and where I learned gather my skills wasn't in Trenton, New Jersey. It was in 35 Harrison, apartment 40J. That's where I was at. Lower Manhattan in the Village. And the whole time I lived up there, people may not believe, I ain't had no mission. I had no friends. I ain't meet nobody but my big brother friends. Because I only had one mission. My mission was to learn how and be the best DJ that I could be. And the only thing I did in New York was learn the blocks that I need to learn with the graffiti at, now because I'm a graffiti artist, learn to put my tags together, get my whole vibe. Learning them break beats, knowing what break beats. Listen to Big Bro because he was a DJ. Showing me them break beats. Now I'm hunting down records. Now I'm at the Sound of Market. Now I'm down in Philly. Now I'm up in the Bronx. Now I'm enjoying Bobby Shore Record Pool. I'm all over the Funko Marts. I'm the Sound of Music. I'm all over hunting for me. You'll never find me at the same spot. I'm at Soho. You know what I mean? Down in deep down on West Side on the back. You gotta walk in this alley with this record shop. You would think it's abandoned, but it ain't. Got deep records in there. So I miss that right now because we're in this computer age. But yo, I'm about to get back on my vinyl hunting days. I like that. I like feeling. Especially when I was in Germany. It was a different feeling in Germany than it was in America. When I went record shopping in Germany, I can grab the records. I can grab as many records I want. And then it'll be like 6 or 7 turntables up with headphones on. So you could take all the records that you want, if you like the cover or if you like the artist, and you can sit there. Some record stores had booths, so you could take the record and sit in the booth and shut the door, and then that bitch. Just searching for records. No, ain't nobody bothering you. You know what I mean? And at that time, I'm young. I'm in the army at the time to get on. I ain't had shit else to do. I'm in a foreign country. What else to do? So I was getting that work in. Searching records, looking up artists. And then at that time, Loose Ends had just popped out, right? But they didn't send America the record that they was pumping in Germany, and I had a chance to have 2 sets of that same album from 2 different publications. So they had different songs on the German album than they did over here. So that was kind of crazy because I had took my first lead around that time, and I got to talk about it, and people didn't believe because all I was only hearing this version over here.
Right.
So that was all right. And like the Saab 9000, that wasn't over here yet. And I was talking, bragging about that. Right. Like, so man, 9,000. As soon as I went back, guess what came over here?
The 9,000. What took you to Germany?
An argument with my father.
All the way to Germany?
Yeah, because I knew I was smart enough, intelligent enough to go to a college, and I wasn't gonna sit around here being knowing that I was smart enough to be in the further my education.
Right.
And I didn't want to go to the army. So, and I was like, bitch, I'm not gonna be around here.
Right.
Then
you took it upon yourself to make that move.
And then I didn't go. No, I went. I signed up for the army in New York, but then I went AWOL. I went AWOL for like 90 days, bitch. I was like, fuck that, and I ain't going. Fuck them niggas. I said I'm gonna do something. This shit. I got to find something.
Right.
But I was young though. I was still young. I'm the oldest. I really ain't got no guidance. My big brother was telling me, but he was working at the time. He married. He got his out doing what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, them bitches that sent the motherfucking MPs after the bitch, they was hunting me down. So I was like, this I ain't going to jail. And I just copped out. And I ain't really had to cop out, but I just copped out. But to me, that was the best. That was the gift and the curse. That was one of the best decisions that I made in my life. And that was one of the worst decisions that I made in my life. The best part about that, I got to travel the world. I got to do a couple of things that my father didn't let me do. One of them was fight. I always wanted to go to Trenton Powell. He went and told me that was no, I couldn't fight. All this excuses. When I got in that ring, I knew who I was, and I got to actually see that. Yep, bitch, you, bing, everybody, bing, bing. It ain't take long. They was on the canvas kissing. So, and I got to travel. Once that got to travel, prior to that, getting those orders or joining the boxing team, I had this attitude in basic training. Little old B Smooth was a bully. I ain't care how big you was. I don't care how fat you was. I ain't little, white, black, Puerto Rican. I ain't care if you was the drill sergeant. I had an attitude, and I gave you the business. If you ain't like what I said when I gave you that business, then we had to fight. And they thought I had a problem. They said he had an attitude problem. He had an attitude problem. La this, that, and they just wasn't nobody talking to me. I'm young.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't no guidance. Right. They kind of like figured it, but they was going they was going whatever. He break the military, left them 22-5. We gonna do this to him. We gonna do this. And then they did that. You know, they punished the little nigga, but the little nigga was like what the fuck they're gonna do? But the turning point in basic training was they made me opportune with shit. I ain't give a fuck. So I mean, I'm in this place. I'm my mind somewhere else. I'm swole at my father, and they made me the guard on barrier. So now that means you sit out in front of the platoon and you hold the flag up, right? We couldn't pass inspection, always last in inspection. We couldn't do this. We had fat boys on our shit. And now I'm the guard on barrier. And they put the toilet seat on the guard on barrier. And I had to hold that pole, that toilet seat on there. And I said to myself, I ain't a piece of shit. I ain't a piece of shit.
Right.
So, and that's when I got my soldier on. That was the first part of discipline that I didn't learn or didn't understand. I got right there. And I soldiered up. Because I wasn't going to carry no motherfucking shit toward pole.
Right.
And I came back when they left for the day and we was in there shining our boots and getting our stuff ready. I went the fuck off. I cursed them asses out, and I told them niggas exactly what the fuck it was. And I said, if you don't have your shit right, I'm gonna beat your ass. And then I had some niggas. Shout out to my man Miles from B-More. He had my back. He was like, this right, Luke. And boom. And so I bullied them asses. I bullied their asses to being the soldier. With this white boy, about 6'2", red head, freckle face. Snyder. He got one night he was upset. He was mad that I was taking charge because I wasn't gonna carry no shit pole no more. Either we gonna carry the best motherfucking platoon flag or I ain't carrying this shit. So he came in when I got onto it, and we fought right there in that number. And me beating him up and him bowing down to not me beating his ass, beating to the point of respect. It wasn't about me. It was the point of we ain't carrying. I'm not gonna be involved with nobody that's a piece of shit. If you're gonna be in my cycle, then all of us gonna be tight. I don't give a fuck what color you is. I gotta sit here and sign this contract, and we together. And they talking about we go to war. All of us gotta be together. Nah, everybody in this motherfucker, we gonna fight. Now in platoon 2, we had Lucky Breland. That was Mark Breland's cousin. He had this motherfucker, this white boy in this clique. I ain't like neither. I had to get his ass. I had to get him. Lucky was my plug to get into him. But while I was down there, I found out a trick. These niggas is beating us to the formation every night. We had bunk beds. They would make the bottom bunk bed up, right? No, they'd make the top bunk bed tight. Quarter bounce off that bitch and everything. Boom, just right dress. On the bottom bunk, they make that, they gonna do nothing. They pull their fart sack out, sleep in the fart sack in the morning, roll their fart sack up, roll the mattress up, boom. They ain't gotta make no bed. They kill time. Smart as fucking hell. I got upset at that shit. I was jealous in the motherfucker. I'm like, ooh, that's how y'all getting out there fast enough. And then I went back to my platoon and I told them, this how we gonna do it. But I told them after I set my white boy up, we did a blanket party on his ass and beat the balls.
So after your time in the Army, correct? Army. You came home. What year was that?
87.
87. And then during your time of beating people up. So you came home, we home, music. Let's get back to the music. The love of music. It was always there, but you was focusing on some other things at that time.
Yeah, but at the same time, right, while I was boxing, we had to come home. I had to celebrate my victory. So we had it wasn't no matter of fact, on our concern, on Bismarck concern, there wasn't no house resident DJ. And one night I became the resident DJ in Germany. And every fight, they knew when we came home, when we ain't party that night at that club, when we came back home, it was a party that night, and I was gonna make sure I was the DJ. So when they never stopped, right. So if we went to the club, we was I was stationed in Schwäbisch Gmünd. So if I fought in Stuttgart, that night we partied in Stuttgart, or we fought in Heilbronn. That night we partied in Heilbronn. But when we got back home, it was a victory party at that spot too. Wow. So I DJ'd at that spot too. Matter of fact, the NCO club gave me my second turntable, but I brought the first one from Germany. Nobody in Trenton never had that. That's when we gonna get to that. When I came back to Trenton, I brought back the 1210. Everybody had the silver 1200 technique. Nobody had the 1210s. I was the only one, the first. Write it down. Legendary. Black 1200. I'm the first. Nobody in the city of Trenton. The big studio, that Russo didn't even have this yet. Right. When I was in the Boulevard, because I was living on Burton Avenue, out y'all way. Teresa Carmichael, Teresa lived on the corner of Ingram Avenue and the Boulevard. She when her kid's father just passed a while back. Dang, had the tattoos on his face. I can't call his name right now. Keisha.
Yeah.
I got the turntable set up in the back. I'm playing, bang, 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 bang. I think Juice was with Rafi, but he was with somebody. He heard the music playing, and then he just looked out the window to see who DJ was, and he had to like, oh, stop. Jumped out the car. Where you get them from? And I was like, yeah, you know how we is. We DJs. I ain't really want to tell you, but I want to brag at the same time. Like, yeah, you ain't never seen these before. Like, no, where you from? Serious? I was like, I got these from Germany. Boom. Like they got him like that. And then he went to straight, he had his little connect then. Blah, blah, blah. I remember when, matter of fact, by that time, we had became friends. But we didn't become friends that day. It was just later on in life we became friends, and I was at the house when he got the 1210. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was with him when he got them shits. But my music shit always was with me. It ain't never, like I said, it was my life. I trained with my music. When I was running the mountains, running them hills, I went to Berlin. I seen the wall, that lake. I went to the bridge that the white boy and Gregory Hines was on. I was at that. I ran past that. Matter of fact, the next day we didn't run that. We ran a different route. Somebody tried to escape, got shot. We just ran past that. So Germany was kind of crazy to me because I had a lot of memories in Germany. A lot of memories.
Did you bring a lot of that when you came back home to play? A lot of that music that you got in Germany. Of course, you brought it back. How was Trenton? How did they react to some of that music?
I didn't come back with. That's another thing, because when I first came back home, I didn't actually come back home first. Before I got out the army, I made the All Army boxing team. So I spent 8 months in Texas.
Oh, okay.
So I got to hear clean Texas, that whole Texas sound. Fifth Ward. So when I got back here, it was a mixture of Europe and Texas Midwest sound when I came back here, because I don't know how y'all was playing Rumors by the Timex Social Club up here. Look at all these rumors round here every day.
Yeah, it was more that little techno.
Yeah, right. But not in Texas. That was the bump. Boom, we was at Whataburgers. What? No rumors around, but that was the bang. What? What's the other one they had? Damn, I can't think of right now. Timex Social Club had another club out besides Rumors. That was a hit in Texas. And matter of fact, Princess, say I'm the number one. Say I'm your number one. Boom, 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 boom. That was that European sound. Y'all wasn't over here on that. It was playing too much, but when I brought it over in, y'all was hooked to it, because saying I played the acapella behind the hip hop beat, but I played that beat because she had a nice voice, and that hook was saying I'm the number one. Right. That was how Joy Sim, All in All, I first heard that in Europe before I heard it over here. Mm-hmm. I heard that over here. I heard No Shia. I heard that in Germany before I heard in Germany first. I didn't hear that over here.
So from Germany, Texas, but when you got back in the city, what I guess what I'm trying to ask,
I went to my first going back to DJing was after I went Bond Street. Me and R.I.P. Binky.
Okay.
Me and Binky, shout out Amanda Blake, her brother Ron, crooked ass nigga. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I was young, dude. He took advantage of a nigga, but it's all right, though. And you let me learn. But it was Bond Street, right behind this knockdown now. Mm-hmm. They people had a restaurant on Brunswick Avenue.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And that's what Plex them had the little office with Kareem right there. That's where their little shop was at, right there on the corner of Bond Street. Their little restaurant right behind that. You gotta go down Bond Street and go in the back and come to the back door. And that's who was in the back of the restaurant. And we was jam packed up in there. Me and Big Then I was on Rosemont with she just passed. She played her sister played basketball for Rutgers. She was right there in Rosemont in her basement. Bang, bang that out. Bang Exton out.
Back then it was a lot of house parties.
A lot of house parties. Me back then, at that time, the mixtape popped out. I wasn't concerned about making the mixtape because I was concerned about being the hottest, or I ain't gonna say the hottest DJ out, having the most parties. And I was, because any party out there, B Smooth was that. I did your birthday, I did your baby shower, I did your wedding, I did a bunch of weddings around here. That's another thing I was doing. Everybody, especially everybody that was in the hood, I was knocking them down like doorknob. Mm-hmm. Boom. And like I said, after them wedding was the after hours. Knocking them down. Suicide parties, after hours, water parties. Then Monica House. Shout out to Monica. 52 Cal Street. Legendary, iconic shit. Shout out to 52. Shout out to Cal Street, period. Cola, Doherty, Hub, B. Shit, why I can't name everybody's name now? Harpo. R.I.P. Damn it, Monica Uncle. Damn, why I can't remember these people's names right now. Yo, because I'm excited about what happened on Cal Street. Let me tell you how it went down. We was at Klotz Bar. And we was all trying to figure out what we was going to do for Valentine's Day. No, I don't celebrate no holidays. But anyway, Monica said, we can do it at my house. B Smooth, you gonna DJ? I said, hell yeah, I'm gonna DJ. So now, we sets up this Valentine's Day party at Monica's house. You couldn't come in unless you had on the red and white. So we all red and white. Everybody at West Trenton, in between East Trenton, was in Monica's house, and we balling. And from that day on, for 2 years, it was Club 52. Cal Street looked like South Street, and I'm rocking on the inside. And I'm trying to tell you right now, and I ain't lying. Motherfuckers went home after they went to the bar, washed up, got dressed just to come back to Monica's house, just to party. And that was my mixtape. That's why you don't have a mixtape. I was too energetic to be concerned about making the mixtape because I was concerned about making y'all feel good and making y'all have a memory. And that's what they had. They got memories of B Smooth, not only playing the hot music, but
the parties.
The party, the whole scene. It was straight hip hop. Boom. I ain't gonna say it like that, but the music, the drugs, the sex, the everything, the alcohol, the cars, the money, the women, the niggas. That was me. And you can't say that about too many DJs as far as in Trenton is concerned, because I am that. I ain't gonna be faulty with it. Y'all know me right now as my graffiti artist name, but I ain't gonna tell you. Y'all see my shit up all the time. And those that do know gonna shout me out. You see my DJ work. I can still break dance. And I got rhymes. I just don't, I am an MC, I just don't rap. It's a difference. It's a difference between a rapper and being an MC. I'm an MC. I control the crowd.
We're gonna send a big.
And I'm a B-boy. So what? I contain all elements of hip hop. So I ain't faulting it or slacking in any area. You gonna test my penmanship? You gonna get waxed. You gonna try me on the turntables? I'm gonna wax you. You gonna try me to see if I got skills on the mic? I'm gonna attack you. And I'm still the flyest OG around. What? I look younger than half of you young niggas out here right now.
Listen, OG, listen, your energy, bro. I always loved your energy. It's not a dull moment with B Smooth. It's just not. I mean, your conversation He gonna have you laughing about some things. It's not a dull moment with you. And your energy, you can tell what type of music, like you said, bangers. I'm bang.
I'm hitting you with the hits. I'm gonna give Donna D a shout out because we gotta talk about the legendary Fish Tank. Where was the Fish Tank at? Downtown 28 South Wall Street, aka RC's Lounge. On Sundays,
at a Fish Tank?
what RC's name was changed to the Fish Tank. Thanks to Donna D with the Fish Tank, we had the Fish family, and guess whose name was Starfish? I'm Starfish. Donna was Deep Sea. LA was shout out to LA down in North Carolina. LA from New York boys. Y'all know him. Rose my stand up one time. Big Les. Shout out to Big Les. R.I.P. Light. RC's is a staple in my history as far as DJing. RC's was our tunnel. You couldn't get in RC's if one, you had to have your money right. Two, you had to be dressed right. And bitch, if you ain't get there on time enough, bitch, you was gonna wait in that line. You was gonna wait. Why? Cause I'm just gonna say it like this. Any city, any club, any night, you're only gonna go to the hottest club out. You're only gonna go. Whether you're forced to go to it or not, you're only gonna go to the hottest club out. And for the 4 years, shout out to DJ R.I.P. DJ Joe Boot Lee for giving. He gave me that position. Joe did two things for me for the DJ shit. I love Joe to death. And his death brought me and his son. Me and his son, I met his son a long time ago, but his death brought me and his son together. Honestly, it did. But I remember one time doing a party, again, after I on Passaic Street. It was Mason's Garage at the time. They had moved out. Somebody had it, and they ain't had no DJ for the party. My black ass went home, no money at all. Being the DJ that I am, and got all my shit, all my records, all my shit set up so we could have this party. Boom, we in the party. Bada dang dang bang bang boom. Kareem, R.I.P. Kareem Magnetic. I let Selector get the mic. Now we go to the dub session. As soon as he touched the mic, the party go to the next level. It's lit now. 45 minutes after that shit, here come the boys. Boom, we shut down. I'm trying to get up out of here. He telling me to get up out of here. I'm all moving fast. He lacks me up, throws me in the back of the wagon, and Joe wrapped up all my equipment and brought my equipment to my mother house and sat it on the porch and made sure I had all my shit. I can't never stop thanking Joe for that shit, because I ain't gonna say we wasn't friends, but who you know gonna do some shit like that? Allah was that was an angel. That was an angel. So it's a lot of things out here, niggas, we talk about you friends and shit. You ain't never seen an angel till the angel do something for you ain't never seen. And I ain't talking about a bitch with wings neither. But anyways, RC's is special to me because it put me in a place, two things. I always wanted to own the club, and that put me in a position to own the club. Because unfortunately, Raw Dog, shout out to Raw Dog, Rob, when he got locked up, only person, and when he was out, first of all, he showed me how to run that bar. It was different from being the DJ. They had to run the bar. When he got locked up, nobody else knew how to run the bar. So when he got locked up, now I run the bar. And that's where you got that part of RC that a lot of people remember. It's because of me. He had the Go-Go Girls going on the 2 days, the Hot and Horny Mondays, Wild and Wet Wednesdays. I took that to the next level. We had the alphabet people start coming up. They had their night on Tuesday night. A lot of the staff ain't want to be part of that. A lot of DJs they want to be part of that. Boom! I said, fuck it. It's about business. I've been the DJ. I stepped up to be the DJ. Hired some other bartenders. Boom! That night became successful, and then I had to learn how to lingo with the gay community. That was kind of crazy, but I learned it, and they is what they is, and I am what I am. Long as you, like Eddie Murphy said, you can do that. I'm gonna do this over here. But anyways, with that go-go night, Hot and Horny Mondays, boy, I ain't gonna tell you what went on there. Yep, and I got it all right here. And I ain't telling nobody. I'm going to depth there. That yeah, I know a lot of marriages got broke up over Wild and Wet Wednesdays, Hot and Horny Mondays. Hey, I'm trying to tell you, like I told you, if I really had somebody with me I could trust, I'd write a story. It'd be a movie. Sex, money, mayhem, drugs, alcohol, women, you named it. I lived it. Word is life.
Not to cut you off. Big shout out to my man, Slow Ice. He said, what's up?
Slow Ice, what's happening, Captain?
Nicky Red said, what's up?
Hey, Nick, what's good?
Fulton, Bishop Fulton Parham. And,
Bishop.
The Bishop. But, you know, time is the essence. And I like I said, I know we could be here all day because you're legendary. You got a lot, you went through a lot, done a lot. But let's just jump into Love the Dope Radio.
Well, Love the Dope Radio been a baby of mine for a minute. Shout out to Ron, because we first came together at the like you was telling me earlier, from first of all, me and Ron read through from West End Little League as coaches. And things went from there. We went from me DJing, me becoming the coach, me becoming a board member, and all these things was learning lessons of becoming the man that I am now. Because these wasn't missions or something I would like to do, even though I like to do it. It was something I was drawn to do. And so when I was coaching baseball those 6 years, I was attending all the coaches' clinics, learning how to deal with parents, learning how to deal with children, learning how to coach children, learn how to pitch correctly, doing this, that, and fourth. The same thing I was doing with Pop Warner with football. Right. And I was incorporating those things with music, mind you, when I came to the party, how to talk, what song I'm going to play when I'm with these people, how I'm going to talk to them now that I'm up here. Right. And I learned something from that kid, right. And I'll apply those things that I learned for baseball or football to when I'm DJing, because it's kind of like same sneaker, different socks scenario. You just applying something that's good for that, or was actually meant for that. But see how you can manipulate that and work that over here, right. And that's what I kind of did, and it kind of worked with me. Boom. In little bit of this, and a little bit of that, yeah. Wow, and made a sandwich, right. And it tasted good. I'm like, yo, y'all, see if y'all like this too. This cat making the same sandwich. Right. So on that note, but now I have full control, and listening to the little battle of what's going on with Hot 97 and the DJs on there, and I was saying to myself, yeah, I've been on the radio station a couple of times already before, so it ain't about me being on the radio station or wanting to be a permanent job on the radio station. Fuck that. I am the station. Dan being the DJ on the station, right. I am the station. Right. So that's more impressive to me that I ain't got to worry about no overhead, or I ain't got to worry about somebody firing me, or I ain't got to worry about no other DJs. I am the station. Right. I'm just putting the finishing touches on the paperwork so I can make sure everything go right. And then like Love the Radio, it's actually aimed for the Trenton and surrounding areas. Definitely aimed for local artists, poets, songwriters, producers in surrounding area. But I'm giving you a warning, I can't be depending on y'all, if y'all ain't gonna support me, not only support me, if you could run the Hot 97 or those other radio stations, and you got somebody that's setting up a radio station just not only for me, the benefit for me is just to have a radio station so that y'all can be heard. If y'all support me, then I'll be happy. It ain't about me, oh, I can say I got a radio station. Nah, it won't be a radio station if I don't have no artists. I won't have no content. I don't have no news. So I'm inviting you to hang out with me on our radio station where we can go face the world together in harmony. Then if you have your all your paperwork right as far as producers and songwriters and rappers or singers or artists, we can play your content on the radio station because I'm getting the paperwork right, so your shit can get
out there.
And then you get your money. Love the dough. Love the dough. Who's offering you an opportunity so you can get your music heard and so you can get your shit copyrighted, your paperwork right, my paperwork right? They're gonna get your numbers, they're gonna see your numbers, and guess what? They're gonna send you a royalty check every 6 months. Get your paperwork right. Come on, man. It ain't about being selfish when you get some money. It's about building wealth, access, and making sure that others can get some within your cipher or within the community that you live in. If everybody in your community happy, or 95% or 80% of you ain't got to worry about it because everything ain't perfect. But we work about 85, 90, 95% of the shit going right. That 5% we got in control. It's the point when we don't have it in control where it's a problem. That's when it becomes a problem because we don't have no control over it. But when you got control over it, it's never a problem. Why? Because I can send such and such down there to handle that. And I go sweep that up, put that in the trash, put that out. It can be handled. But when you can't sweep that shit up and put it in the plastic bag, it's going to be a problem.
Let them know. We had a little conversation about that. That's up and coming too. As far as you wanted to support, listen to Love the Dough Radio. And we spoke on it earlier. He had Hub 13. If you want to come down, like I did, and I'm coming back to just sit and conversate with B Smooth too. And again, back to the support part. Let them give them a little information about how they can connect with you so they can support.
Well, you can basically contact me at bsmooth22gmail.com. Or you can come down to Hub 13 West Front Street, Trenton, New Jersey. And you can catch me on IG. I'm on Facebook, but I ain't up proper now. I ain't moving it like I want to move it. I am on TikTok, but I ain't moving it like I'm moving it. I'm concentrating on IG, and I'm not moving it on YouTube like I want to neither. Because I'm concentrating on building this paperwork up first. I gotta get this paperwork correct first, and then go back to my equipment, making sure everything is right, my cameras is right, making sure my recording is right. I don't have no blips and blumbers like the first time I was going at it, and being more a listener this time because I was being a listener, but I wasn't listening long enough to learn what I needed to learn. So now I have to set more time out being a listener so that the product can be top notch, so that people can watch me and want me to say, oh, this funny, it's always something. Nah, I want to have those problems. I want to come out with this in the car. I want my shit smooth, right, like my name, and make it happen. I'm glad I'm live and you asked me that question because right now I went back home. I went back home not because of things went bad at the Hub 13. I went back home for personal reasons, my creativity. I was doing a lot of running around. I first got this. Some things got me kind of the way, kind of blocked me. I just went back home to get myself together.
Beginning.
Yeah.
Sometimes home is like the beginning, baby. You know what I'm saying? You listen.
I had to. I brought my sons back home, put them boys together. Like, oh my God. I go, baby, my son's home. She's like, what son? You ain't tell me that you had twins. What twins? I'm talking about my turntable, baby. I'm talking about my turntable.
And you know what? You're DJing for the class of
86.
86.
Masquerade party. Shout out to my brother Cool Tim.
Yes.
Rodney, what's happening, Captain? How you? Class 86. I will see you on the 31st. Mask off. You better have your mask on. Let's go.
Oh man, well listen, man, our time is up, man. Like always, it's always a pleasure chopping up with you, man.
Hey man, I love you, man.
I love you, man. Look, me and you go back, man. Listen, always love, always conversation, deep conversations. But I listen to this brother, man. I listen to the brother, and I remember when I was cutting the grass with a public property, man. We had to cut the grass near the big house. I call that house the big house. And I was punching that punching bag in the yard out here. Yo,
listen, I'm telling you, it's gonna be music, athletics, and education with me all my life. And when you hear me go off sometimes, it's because music probably took me to those places that I'm talking about. And a lot of times, his music brought me to the places that I went to, either because the person heard me DJ before, or they heard me know that I did, then I get there. And then the coach in the year, 25 years of coaching, I'm known for that. Right. So I'm off. Could you come talk to my child? That was a wonderful experience too. I don't even want to go into that.
Not to cut you off, but you was working with some kids, training, boxing with some kids too.
And when I was working for the Boys and Girls Club, I had 2 jobs. I had a DJ class. I was showing kids how to DJ, and then I was showing kids how to box. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the Ty Love. Ty came to me. She said, "Be smooth, be smooth, be smooth, be smooth." I got to pass this test because she wanted to become a correction officer. I was like, listen, you come every Wednesday, I'll show you. So I thought she was bullshitting, and Ty showed up every Wednesday. I can't say the rest of that for the rest of her friends, punks. Nah, they just couldn't hang. They ain't want it like she wanted.
Monica Litton to say, "What's up, Smooth?"
Hey, Monty, what's good? That's money making Monica selling Heineken's in the kitchen. Salim at the front door drunk with Carla.
Oh man.
Yo, I wrote a rhyme about 52 Cal Street. Word is bond. This is that Cal Street was the bomb, yo. But
reunion.
Yeah, we gotta have a reunion. It got to be more than just a Cal Street reunion. It got to be a classes reunion because we talked about that, and I'm gonna put it out there. I remember I shouted out there I think I was on Facebook years ago, and like, how he wasn't that class? Like, I was that class. I just wasn't that class at the night it was banging because I was DJing somewhere else. Anyways, all of us that's still here. Because a lot of us ain't here. We ought to have a little get together, do what we do, sit back, relax, and throw one back, put something in there and talk about it. I'll be on the set, let me get somebody else, or we can have Monica fill up the jukebox like she did at classes, and we could just have some fun. Now, y'all want to talk that bull crap. Get out of here, man.
Hey, listen. Again, our time is up, man. It's always a pleasure. Love you, man. My man B Smooth.
Shout out to Landy. Shout out to Big Sid. Shout out to the Hub. Shout out to Mel Kwan. Shout out to Gino. Dirty Jersey in the building. The After Hour Kings. You know how we go. Rising Gardens. You know, stand up. I'm going to be there when I get off work. Knuckle.
With that being said, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Good night. God bless. One love. I love y'all.
Hey.
Y'all on the next.